Meet Nolima, daughter of Miriam, a young beautiful girl from the village of Obusha. Nolima lives with her grandmother, while her mother lives with her stepfather and her other children. Nolima's father denied her at birth, and it has always been her grandmother and her mother in her life. She completed her matric 2 years ago and has been sitting at home helping out with the house chores and with being sent to the shops. She was struggling to get a job, and bursaries were rejecting her because her past grades did not meet the minimum requirements. So because her family did not have money to pay for her tuition, she had to keep on trying to find a job so she could at least pay for herself. One day, grandmother sent her to town to buy small groceries, and on her way out at the supermarket, she met her high school principal, Mr. Peter. It was nice and embarrassing at the same time because she was not doing anything at that moment in her life. They greeted each other, and Mr. Peter asked her about her grandmother because he knew her from a parents' meeting, and also asked Nolima what she was doing in life. Nolima explained to him that she was at home not doing anything. Mr. Peter took Nolima's number and told her that he would call her later because he wanted Nolima to come to the city to live with him for a while so he could help her get into a college or at least find a job. Nolima was very happy to hear that and went home. On her way back home, she was thinking about the good news that she just heard. She sat alone in the bus and thought of how her grandmother would respond to the news. But deep down, she knew that her grandmother trusted Mr. Peter and spoke well of him. "My life is finally going to change," Nolima said to herself. As soon as she got off the bus, she rushed home and placed the plastic bags on the kitchen table and rushed outside to tell her grandmother about meeting Mr. Peter. Later that day, Mr. Peter called and Nolima jumped up and gave her grandmother the phone. "Long time, my mother," Mr. Peter said as a sign of respect to Nolima's grandmother. And he asked for her permission to take Nolima to come and live with him until she is able to stand on her own. And he also mentioned that he wants to help her find a college and he would pay for her or at least help her find a job. Nolima's grandmother was very happy to hear such news. "Oh, what did I do to deserve such kindness, my son?" Nolima's grandmother said. And Mr. Peter responded nicely, and the following week, Nolima packed her bags and left for the city to start a new life. Her mother and grandmother were happy to finally see her go to school or to at least get a job like her peers in the village. She got into the bus and left the village. It felt like a long trip because in the bus she could not stop thinking about how she would cope without her grandmother, but was excited at the same time to be going to live in the city. When she got off the bus, she took a cab to Mr. Peter's house that was requested for her by Mr. Peter himself. When she arrived, he welcomed her nicely to his home. Nolima was amazed to see such a big house and Mr. Peter's cars because she only knew one. He was very welcoming and not too serious like he normally was at school as the principal. They walked in the house and Mr. Peter showed Nolima her room. She loved the big beautiful room that Mr. Peter showed her. Nolima loved the place and she was finally used to it now and was comfortable. She would even go watch the TV by herself. She enjoyed staying with Mr. Peter and loved this cool side of him. One night she cooked a simple meal of porridge and chicken stew. It smelled really good. Mr. Peter couldn't help himself. He rushed to the dining table and they sat together and ate. Mr. Peter couldn't stop complimenting Nolima on how delicious the food was. It was now a norm for them to eat together. And one day Mr. Peter opened a bottle of wine and went to watch TV in the living room. He also invited Nolima to watch with him. He also poured a glass for Nolima because he didn't see her as a child now. Nolima was shy at first but started loosening up after a few sips. They were laughing and talking and even forgot they were watching a movie. It was a Friday night anyway. Nolima was now tipsy too. It was now time for bed. Mr. Peter went into his room and invited Nolima in his room too so they could chat because neither of them were really sleepy. But what happened changed how they would see each other going forward. They started off sitting in bed together, talking, then hugging, touching, kissing, and they made love. They didn't stop, and Nolima spent the night in Mr. Peter's room. It happened even in the middle of the night when they were both sober. This continued for months. Nolima was still not in college or working, and she would often get sick. Mr. Peter started noticing that Nolima would sleep a lot even during the day, and she would fall asleep while they were watching TV a lot now. She would get sick and not eat like she used to. He decided to go to the pharmacy after work one afternoon and bought a pregnancy test and medicine for Nolima. He called Nolima to his room and gave her the pregnancy test to test herself. Nolima came back from the bathroom and the test was positive. Nolima was shocked and confused and scared at the same time. She was pregnant. She just stood there, frozen. She didn't know what to say. She just went to Mr. Peter's arms. Mr. Peter was sitting on the bed calm because he knew Nolima was pregnant. He was observing her changes for days, so it didn't surprise him after the test. On the other hand, Nolima was scared of what her grandmother would say and that she is not working, and also didn't know how Mr. Peter would be going forward.